Today on EcoXplorers, join Aaron as he learns all about honeybees from Georgia beekeeper John Pluta. Will Aaron make it through the experience without getting stung? Watch and find out.
Hello everyone, my name's Aaron. I'm here today with John Pluta of Georgia Honey and Bees. He's going to show us around our bee farm. John, what are our chances that we're actually going to get stung today?
Hopefully less than 20, and less than 20 is a good day, and over 20 is a bad day.
Less than 20 is a good day, and over 20 is a bad day. So we're going to hope we have a good day.
Beware. And this is the smoker. What we do is to gently work the bees, we have a smoker. My mother always used to tell me not to play with fire, so I decided to be a beekeeper just to revolt.
And this doesn't make them mad.
This actually calms them down. What happens is, in the wild, when bees smell smoke when a forest fire is coming, they always, it's called engorging. But when they smell smoke, they get nervous and they think a forest fire is going to burn their house down. And so what they do is they all stick their heads into a cell and eat a bunch of honey. And they all get fat and happy is the first thing that happens. But also, along the front entrance of a hive that we're going to, we have what's called guard bees. And so the guard bees, once they sense a problem coming up, they all release a scent and a pheromone. And this scent tells all the other bees to be on guard, something's going to happen. Well, what happens is, when we blow that smoke in there, the other ones don't get the message because the smoke masks as pheromone, so that puts odds much more in our favor. A hive consists of basically a minimum of 2 boxes, and the bottom 2 boxes is where the queen lays all her eggs and raises her baby brood. And we have what's called a bottom board. The bottom box sits on, and then we have what's called a top. And basically, the top just keeps our weather out of the beehive. These here appear to be all worker bees. They're all a smaller size bee. When we go out to check on a hive, we lift the hive from the back. If we feel the hive is nice and heavy, we know they have plenty of honey in the hive. But we're also going to be looking for eggs and for larvae. This is all cap brood with new larvae. This is all new honey. The queen bee will actually, it's like a half moon. She always lays her eggs in the center. Basically, it's 5 or 6 frames. And then she has a big arc of the cap brood. And so these are all new baby bees fixing to hatch out right here. This is an excellent hive. She has the honey stored in the corners, a 1-inch arc of the yellow bee pollen, and then all her baby bees. The reason they store this pollen right next to the babies is when the pollen is what they feed the baby bees, and so it's right adjacent. So as soon as the bees hatch out, they can start eating the pollen to grow and mature and get strong. Here's a queen right here. Okay, I wish I had my little white, but the queen is a longer bee, and so the queen is nearly twice the size of the regular workers, and she's right now scouting out a location to lay a new egg. It goes from the egg to a larvae to cap brood, and then the baby bee will chew out from the inside head first, but it'll chew a little basically like chewing its way out of a paper bag, and then just emerge.
EcoXplorers is brought to you by Caribbean Dive Vacations. Everywhere to dive in the Caribbean. Call today, 888-462-8875. Ocean Reef, connecting divers. Visit oceanreefgroup.com for all of your dive communication needs. Mach 1 Audio, the publisher of Scuba and Scuba Vacation DVDs. Available at EcoXplorers.tv.
how's the social order of a bee determined?
The first queen that hatches out, she starts killing all her sisters. So what she wants to do is she starts walking around and getting strong, and when she finds another queen cell, she chews a hole in it and turns around, and the only time a queen bee will normally sting is to kill one of her sister queen bees, and she will actually sting her sister to death so that she's the only queen bee left.
Wow.
On these worker bees, when she lays an egg, it takes 21 days for these worker bees to hatch out. The queen, she only takes 16 days to hatch out. They start their life off as what we call as nurse bees, and they will stay in the hive for about a week or two, just cleaning up and tending and getting stronger. And then eventually they will turn into field bees and start coming and going and get ready to go out and start finding nectar or pollen to bring back in. Now, these larger sized holes right here, that's where the male drones are. That's where their eggs are laying. Now, this is a lot of pollen in this hive right here. This is a frame of honey right here.
That's honey.
Yes, And so stick your finger in here and you taste it. That's what we call fresh, right out of the hive honey.
That's good stuff.
And then here's more pollen. But they always store the honey on the outside. Normally 2 frames of severe excesses. There's an assortment of tricks.
Okay.
And so when we've been watching these hives, if you notice, we never stand directly in front of the hive.
Okay. Now he tells me this.
Okay. When the bees are coming and going, it's sort of like if you're coming home with 2 bags of groceries.
Okay.
And someone stands right in front of you, in front of your door, you can say, "Get out of my way."
That's right. Yeah. I got my groceries. I got to get in.
And since the bees can't talk, they'll come up and sting you. And basically because you're impeding their progress. But right here, you can see how much pollen is coming in this hive on the back of these legs. And by working to the side of the hive, that puts us to a big advantage. But also, before we open the hive, we always smoke them. And the smoke, we have these guard bees that would normally, if we came up and opened a hive without smoking them, they would basically attack you.
They would come out and get us. Yeah. Defend their hive.
Or early or late in the day is also another bad time. We picked this right in the middle of a nice, warm, fairly sunny day, and so the odds are more in our favor.
That we're not going to get stung. All right, then we picked a good time to be here.
Now, this hive right here, it only has a little bit of honey, but give that a lift right here.
Give that a lift, and I'm not going to get stung, am I?
You shouldn't get stung.
All right,
but,
that's pretty heavy.
You can feel a little bit of honey, and so the bottom boxes are what we call brood boxes.
Okay.
That's where the queen lays her eggs.
Okay, she lays her eggs in the brood boxes.
Okay, and then technically, anything above your second box are called honey supers. They can be either shallow or deep. So basically, honey supers, they're not exactly the size, but 90% of beekeepers, they use the shallow boxes because they're lighter in weight. And
because so the other one's going to be much heavier. We're going to smoke it, and we're going to use your
this is called a hive tool.
Your interesting knife there.
And,
is that a knife?
This is what's called a hive tool, and it's basically very narrow, but it's designed to be able to pry and lift, and because we need to get in all kinds of different spots. And you had lifted a frame earlier.
Okay, so this is the brood box.
Well, the center is brood in this one here.
Okay.
But this one here is going to have a whole lot more honey in it. And so give this here a lift here, and you'll see that we have a little bit more weight.
Wow, and I'm not going to get stung here, am I?
As long as... we are going to hope you don't get stung. Well, to remove the bees, this is very high tech.
Okay. Very high tech. So we just knocked them down and back into the hive. And
then we will brush off the excess bees.
And now they're really, really mad.
They are a little more annoyed. Oh.
Now how many bees would you say are in here?
We basically should have 15, 30, right around between 40 and 45,000 bees.
40 and 45,000 bees?
Yes. Basically approximately between 10, 12, or 15,000 per box.
So we're standing here next to 40 to 45,000 bees.
And we haven't gotten stung yet. Not yet.
All right.
Only the camera guy.
So we're taking out...
technically, originally I thought that we were going to have brood in here. But this box is completely full of honey. So now we go into plan B.
We're going to plan B. Okay, so we don't have any brood stock.
We are really going to make the bees mad now. And so we're going to take a pause for the cause.
We're really going to make the bees mad now.
And so we're going to take a quick commercial break and be right back and show you how we get the bees out of the hive.
All right.
Get my blower. This is a Walmart leaf blower we have converted by not using nozzle, is now a bee blower.
It's now a bee blower, and we're gonna go blow the bees?
We are fixing to blow the bees out of that box and take it from them.
We're gonna blow the bees out of the box and take their honey. This should be interesting.
This one, do not try this at home.
Blow the bees out of the box and take their honey. This should be interesting.
This one, do not try this at home.
And we're not putting any protective gear on.
No.
Got my first sting.
Get you one.
All right, so one sting. I'm going for a good day now, though.
Now, what we have is one complete deep honey super. This should produce approximately between 70 and 80 pounds of honey. And so this one box, this will fill over a 5-gallon bucket. A 5-gallon bucket weighs 60 pounds of honey. And so we are fixing to go harvest some honey.
All right. You want me to get one side of it?
And here we have what's called a basement honey extracting room. What we're going to do now is we have a hot knife right here that we plugged in, and the beeswax melts at 160 degrees. And so this knife is going to cut through this cappings on this honey here. Once we cut the wax off, we have to put it in this machine that's going to spin it around. And if it's not evenly balanced, it's going to hop all over the floor.
It's going to wobble because it spins.
Correct.
Really quickly.
And so this is just a hot knife. And this honey that was in the bees just 10 minutes ago is going to be taken out and put in this extractor. When bees visit flowers, they collect what's called nectar. And nectar is really high in moisture. And when they bring it back, if you tip that frame up, it would actually drip out. They brought this back to the hive, and all the bees on the entrance, it's called fanning. And they actually dehumidify their hive and create a draft through the hive. And what's in the bucket here, these are called cappings.
Okay. And what do you do with those?
The cappings is, the silver tank by the window there is called a hot water bath. We set this whole bucket in there, and it actually melts the honey in the wax. And
so the honey goes to like sugar water.
Well, the honey will liquefies it to the bottom.
Okay.
But we will have 1 inch of beeswax, basically. So this box right here, I will harvest approximately 70 to 80 pounds of honey and 1 pound of beeswax.
Now, how do you determine when you're ready to extract the honey? Do you wait until one of these is completely full?
When they're full, and also when they're capped over. Now, okay. And so we've done 4 frames.
We've done 4 frames.
And we have them evenly spaced right here.
Okay.
And we close the tops because it says do not.
If we didn't, we'd have honey thrown all over us. Okay.
And what's going to happen is this is going to spin around, and at the same time, the honey is going to be slung out. But also on a honey frame, the bees actually build their cells slightly downward, and so that keeps everything from dripping out in the hive. But when we put it in the hive going this way, it allows it to just be slung out, going in both directions.
It's actually drain.
Yes.
Okay. So where's all the honey now?
The honey is in the bottom of the tank right here. This is what we're after. The whole year of the bee, we've spun this out. This is what we call liquid gold. This is the pure honey that we have extracted from these frames. And right now we have little bits of wax and in here, so we will just do a light strain just to keep our bee parts out of the honey, and it is ready for sale. And this is what's called extracted honey. And the second way of having honey is called comb honey. On certain frames in the center of the comb, we use a very, very thin sheet of beeswax.
So then you peel it away?
No. Oh. What we're going to do is it's just basically like making Christmas cookies.
Like Christmas, okay.
We're just going to cut this out. We're going to cut our. We're going to make 4 squares out of this right here first, and then we'll have a little piece left over.
And what do people do with these? They just eat them?
They cut a little piece off and chew it up. It's back in the old days. It's just like bubble gum. Some people swallow the wax. Some people spit the wax back out.
So this is old-fashioned chewing gum. And you're going to give me a piece of this?
This is a pure.
So I just stick this whole thing in my mouth
and just chew it.
And just chew it. You know what?
This is a fresh and pure.
Like honey.
It tastes completely different than anything else.
Because basically you're in the business of selling product, as opposed, that's your primary business.
Correct, yes.
Instead of providing bees,
correct,
your primary business is providing the product of the bees.
Mm-hmm.
And you utilize everything that the bees have. I can see we have beeswax, which is the broken down honeycomb.
Yes.
We have different
honey,
types of honey.
We have the bee pollen.
Bee pollen. We tasted some of that.
Correct.
And so you actually sell this for energy.
The pollen is the real high in protein, amino acids.
And then you had the glue stuff.
We had the propolis.
The propolis, okay.
And basically, this is our propolis for 3/15 ounce, and that's an ounce right there. You were asking earlier about how much.
Okay, that's an ounce right there.
Have you been here before?
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I always buy the gallberry.
Okay, and any reason why you like the gallberry honey?
Just flavor.
Okay.
Real mild.
And so the gallberry is one of our crops that we harvest down in South Georgia, around the Valdosta, Thomasville area. But everybody comes in. Some people want the local honey for their allergies and hay fever. Some want the Florida orange blossom, which is more of a citrus taste. We pollinate strawberry farms, herb farms, clover fields, blackberry farms.
So each one of these come from different types of fields.
Correct.
So you said herb farms.
So the herb farm, we call that the Italian restaurant honey.
That's very dark compared to the strawberry or the clover. Okay.
And basically, the darker the honey, the stronger the flavor. But the herb farm, they grow lavender, thyme, oregano, all the different herbs, and it's just like an Italian restaurant. But we have a lot of people that use it just really aromatic. With the strawberry is extremely sweet, and so some people put honey on biscuits. Some people put it on toast. The strawberry I like on ice cream. The gallberry I love it on fried chicken. So everybody uses different things.
So you eat honey
on fried chicken.
On fried chicken.
Oh man, it's like having dessert at the same time. Because we have around the road a lot doing bees, we keep this little store open, but this is one of the few places in the world we still have the honor system. And what we do is people, they take the honey and leave the money.
I just come in here, grab my bottle of honey, and I can see that it is $7.50 here.
It's all marked,
so I just come over here and put my $7.50
make a change and go.
I've used that a lot when he wasn't here.
And you used that a lot when he was here, so it's completely honest.
What happened was, originally when we started doing this, someone would call up later and say, look into the third box or outside under the fourth rock from the thing. And I'm still finding money, but people leave money all the time. And so, but now we want this little honor system right here. And
so the reason you did that is so you don't have to go Easter egg hunting for money around your house here.
We also do beeswax candles. We do the bee pollen. We do a little bit of everything. The fruit syrups. But a little earlier, we did a process of when we harvest our wax. This is the end result here in the corner.
The candles, the coloration, you tint them, or is that the...
No, it all depends what kind of honey it came from, for one thing, but also the age of it. The really dark ones, the dark brown, that came from the old brood combs, and so that's basically dirty old wax. But certain kind of candles, they lend themselves to a darker color.
EcoXplorers is brought to you by Caribbean Dive Vacations. Everywhere to dive in the Caribbean. Call today, 888-462-8875. Ocean Reef, connecting divers. Visit oceanreefgroup.com for all of your dive communication needs. Mach 1 Audio, the publisher of Scuba and Scuba Vacation DVDs. Available at EcoXplorers.tv.